Each week we bring you all of the latest film news.
From interviews with filmmakers and actors to the new cinema releases.
Scott, I've been watching you for a while now. You're different. Now, don't let anyone tell you that you have nothing to offer. Second chances don't come around all that often. I suggest you take a really close look at it.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Arts Alive Film, coming to you from the Odeon Liverpool 1. My name's Tony Lindsay.
And my name's Tony Lloyd.
And on this week's edition, we have a report from the Northwest Film Archive.
And also we'll be looking at reviews of Ted 2. And also we were here at Odeon Liverpool 1 for Ant-Man.
Scott, I need you to be the Ant-Man.
Huh.
Good stuff, eh?
Awesome.
Yeah, Peyton Reed directs with a real flourish to this.
Absolutely.
There's been some bad history to this production, hasn't there? Edgar
Yeah.
Wright was removed from it. Although he's still up there for writing duties, him and Joe Cornish fashion the story.
They give him full credit. And
They
that's
do,
the full-
absolutely. But
Must be frustrating though.
nothing lost here. It's a super
It's pitch
movie.
perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just everything you want from
Marvel.
Absolutely.
Marvel once again don't miss a step. If you want to be rich, I think you should buy shares in Marvel and Disney at the moment.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd is great. He turns up as ex-cat burglar Scott Lang,
Yep.
who is
Deciding he's going to
Go
make
straight.
a clean break for the love of his young daughter,
before he is pulled in by Hank Pym, scientist, ex-SHIELD,
who is the legendary.
Michael Douglas. It's great to see him back. isn't
Awesome
it?
to see him
Fabulous.
back. New generation of people watching him.
But the plan here is to conduct a heist that will literally save the world.
Yeah. So he's Paul Rudd's back to his old ways,
Yeah.
but
with
becoming
some
a
fantastic-
reluctant superhero along the way.
Yeah, some great special effects, CGI work.
It's the humour though, isn't it?
It is. It's a character piece, this one, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It kind of works on the level of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Absolutely. But it reminded me of, like that Martin Brest approach to the
Yes.
secondary actors. Everyone is good.
Everyone's good. You got Michael Penner
Just
in
because,
there.
just because they're not the secondary doesn't mean that they're important. They all get their moments, and that's what I love about this.
Yeah, that's a sign of a good script and a good director.
And also, it actually elevates Paul Rudd.
Yes,
Ultimately,
absolutely,
it
absolutely.
allows him to bounce off some great
Plenty
people.
of laughs, but plenty of thrills. It really is. It's a great addition to the Marvel universe.
What about the CGI?
The CGI is
Stunning,
is
isn't it?
perfect. Yeah, you get a lovely backstory for Hank Pym. The Marvel fans out there will know who Hank Pym is.
Yeah.
Evangelina Lilly is in there, so we might see the reappearance of Wasp.
Yeah. It's just a great. There's some nice references to Thomas the Tank in there.
Yeah. Oh, there's a great scene involving a model train set, which
And
is
it
gonna
shows
be-
you from both perspectives.
Yeah.
It's so clever the way that's done.
Yeah, superb.
So if you want a good night out, you must go and
It's
see
out
it.
this Friday, folks.
Yes, out this Friday.
Get out there and see it. One of the best.
One question. Is it too late to change the name?
Do you take this woman to be your wife?
Damn right I do. Oh, sorry, sir. Yeah, he's got bigger problems.
In Ted 2, we wanted to evolve the character, and naturally, a person in his state would want to settle down and begin a life.
Hammy Lynn and I are gonna have a baby.
Wait, how do you guys...
That's the thing. We need a donor.
Ted, we could get in a lot of trouble.
Can you think of someone better than him?
Would be a sweet-ass baby.
And that poses many different interesting challenges along the way. Tom Brady, 4 Super Bowl rings, guaranteed Hall of Famer.
Now let's give him a hand job into this red plastic cup.
Sweet God and baby Jesus. And that's at rest.
What the hell? Get out of my house! Oh, God! And take your teddy bear with you!
A perfect spiral. The government said I'm property. This is a nightmare.
They can't change your whole life just by calling it property.
And we figured eventually the subject of Ted's legal status would come up.
Ted, I'm sorry. You're fired.
Your adoption isn't going to work out.
Ted, you are no longer a Papa Gino's rewards member. That's a big one.
We gotta fight it. We'll get a lawyer and we'll sue the government for your civil rights.
When they come in to meet Samantha, she's this young, eager attorney.
Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
Is there a problem?
You know, I just don't want my lawyer singing Frozen songs during the opening arguments.
They connect because they all like to smoke pot.
That weed is really good.
Sort of like this other batch we had called How Long Has That Van Been There?
No, it's this new strain my dealer gave me called Help Me Get Home.
Hey, guys. I'm having some trouble over here.
What's the matter?
Can you help me get home?
With this movie, we have a real cause here, and I think people are really going to want to see him succeed.
Ted, do you believe you have a soul?
What did you think I would do at this moment?
Objection.
Overruled.
People are drawn to it because of the humor and the amazing characters.
You want to be human in the eyes of the law. The important thing about being human is making a contribution to society.
You have this opportunity to do something new. Why not use it to explore a different area?
Go, go, go!
Oh my God, are they okay?
Oh, yeah, they're fine. They look happy.
Yeah, they're waving at us. They're giving us a thumbs up.
So, we looked at Ted 2.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm a big fan of Seth MacFarlane. Love Family Guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't too keen on his last cinematic outing, Million Ways to Die in the West. Don't think it really did it for me.
I enjoyed Ted. The original Ted was great.
It was because it was original.
Yeah.
You know? But the novelty is gone for Ted 2.
A little bit more difficult. So he's kind of threw everything at this.
Yeah, he really did. It's sketchy. Instead of the through story, it does have moments where it feels kind of sketchy,
basically,
episodic.
The story is
Thunder Buddies, John
Ted
and Ted
is
are back.
going to marry Tammy Lynn, and
Yeah.
but then there's some problem with is he an actual person? So that's the crux of the
It's
film.
a civil rights story, isn't it?
Yeah,
In places.
believe it or not.
And then you've got Giovanni Ribisi back as
Great.
Donny.
He's really
the
good.
villain of the piece, who wants to cut Ted up and literally find
Make
out how he
hundreds,
ticks,
yeah.
so they can make hundreds of him. And funnily enough, the villain of the piece is the toy company Hasbro. I can't believe it.
I know the people of Transformers, but it's very good the way they send themselves up,
Yeah.
not too serious. Obviously, knowing it exactly, it'll ingratiate them with all
Indeed.
the young fans. But that storyline is not really adhered to it. It kind of pokes its nose in every so often.
Attached to that are Amanda Seyfried as the lawyer. High on pot for most of it.
There's a nice running Gollum joke running through it, which I thought was really clever.
And then they put Morgan Freeman in there as well.
Yeah.
As the
But there are some great cameos in there. Liam Neeson's is probably the best.
I think Liam Neeson is one of the best cameos of the.
Who turns up in the shop? You've got to see that.
Yeah,
one to
enough
believe it.
said, really.
But everything's thrown in, isn't it? There's references to Jurassic. There's references. There's
Star Wars,
Comic
Con, Saturday Night Live.
All
bases are covered on this. But the humour goes from typical Seth MacFarlane. It's satirical, it's puerile,
offensive,
unpolitically
everything.
correct. But I think in this one, there's just too much of the puerile humour.
I think what it is, what it also is, you get a feel of the way you're being handled as an audience, and it feels like a sweet kind of 80s John Hughesy
very much
vibe
so,
for me.
very much so.
And then you get these insane jokes in there, which at first some work, but then it's an uneasy alliance. It felt patchy to me.
Patchy at best. But Seth says his Family Guy movie is the next one up.
Yeah. So that should be fun.
I mean, this is the guy who's spoken about wanting to make the next big Hollywood musical, and you can see it in the credit scene alone.
There's an insane credit sequence, kind of a riff off Temple of Doom, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun, but again, it has no real connection to. I think Seth just wanted to do a really great musical number,
absolutely.
And it is great.
He does it well. But if you're a Ted fan, if you're a Seth MacFarlane fan, you know this one.
There was some when I saw it. There was some big laughs, uneasy laughs, silence. So it's down to your sense of humour.
Yeah, I mean, he gets the 9/11 reference, the Robin Williams reference. You know, it's a bit edgy, but you expect it from Seth MacFarlane to be that little bit edgy. But yeah, as you say, go and see.
All right, I'm going to ask you a few test questions now. You ready?
Yep, bring it on.
Do you consider yourself to be human?
Objection. Sustained.
No, the witness can object.
Overruled. Sidebar. Guilty. Speculation.
Hearsay.
Bailiff.
Briefcase.
Disregard.
In my chamber.
Stop Beaver on the witness.
Arrest.
We could totally be lawyers.
Bang.
Welcome back to part 2 of Arts Alive Film.
Coming up now is a feature on Northwest Film Archive up in Manchester. You're going to love this. Great.
I'm Marion Hewitt. I'm the director of Northwest Film Archive. We're part of Manchester Metropolitan University Library Service Special Collections. We were set up in 1977 as a small research project to look into the region's film and cinema industries. Nobody was providing this sort of service in the region in the 70s, so the Film Archive grew out of that and the accumulation of film in the late 70s. From just a few hundred films to now we have about 40,000 items of film and video here. They come from, originally a lot of them came out of museums, archives and libraries where they just had them in their strong rooms and storerooms, but there was no specialist archival expertise to know what to do with them and no equipment to play them on. That was possibly a blessing in disguise because all film can be very fragile, and if you just stick it on a projector you might well destroy the thing that you were hoping to preserve. So we have over those years learned all the aspects of film preservation and conservation so that our expertise now is world class and our storage facilities are world class. It's a very painstaking process because the films, as I've said, could be very fragile, and it might, depending on where they've been stored and how old they are, they may have joins that are breaking apart or sprocket hole damage. So staff here, the expert technical staff, will examine every reel of film on the bench by hand, just wind it from one plate to another and inspect it very closely and make notes on the condition and make any repairs that they can. And then the film will be stored possibly in a new can if the old one's rusty. So we get it into the best condition we can before we put it in our vaults, where the storage conditions are to the international standard of temperature and relative humidity, which are ideal for those film types. It takes a long time. It's not an overnight sort of a process. So our objective is to locate the material. So we hope that people will find us and offer us the material. We can't buy it. We don't have resources to buy film from people. So we rely on the generosity of the donors. They're not giving us their copyright. They're giving us the reel of film to look after, and in return we can usually make them, say, a DVD copy. That's changed over the years. It used to be VHS. Now people are asking for files as well as DVDs, but we can make a copy for them, and we can look after the reel of film safely. Of course, no point in any of that unless people can see it. So we're making film available for people to see and enjoy and learn from. There's loads of different ways that we're doing that. We recently moved here to Manchester Central Library, which has been open for just a year after a major refurbishment. So on the ground floor here we have this lovely interactive display area with material from old partners in Archives Plus. So we partner with the county and the city, archives and local studies, Race Relations Resource Centre, which is part of University of Manchester, as a BFI Mediatek. The Manchester and Lancashire Family History Society also share the space. So on the ground floor there's this, essentially it's the tip of the iceberg with some wonderful treasures, maps, pictures, lots of interactive displays for people to enjoy, and some film viewing pods where you can sit down and immerse yourself in hours and hours and hours of film. There's a big project that just launched on the 7th of July, which is being run by the British Film Institute, who have the National Archive of Moving Image in the UK. And Britain on Film is a package of material from all over the country, which is now available on the BFI player. So there's a lot of film from the Northwest, and we've been involved in digitising that material and contributing it to the player. And the BFI have built this really cool map where you can just click on the flags, you can put in the place you were born, the place you went to school, where you live now, and see what films there are of that place, and watch them for free on the BFI player, and that's all online. So if you come here to the Central Library, the BFI Mediatek has 2,500 films in it, but they're not online. The player has more material, and that is online. So there's all sorts of different ways into archive film. So we're still looking for more material. The strengths in our collection are from the middle of the 20th century, essentially. We've got material going back to the 1890s, but we're still collecting present day material. An example in Manchester is that they recently moved the cenotaph from St Peter's Square to nearer the town hall, and the contractors filmed that, so we've acquired that film. So that was only this year that was accomplished. So we're always looking for more material from all over the Northwest. Because so much of it now is born digital, it's interesting to see how things are changing. Our objectives are always to locate, preserve and make available, and that won't change in the future, but it's the tools that we need to achieve that, and the equipment that people are using to capture now. So when it was filmed, processed, and that was it. Then there was video, and people would shoot something and a lot more of it, and then tape over it. And now it's mobile phone footage, and that's quite ephemeral as well. So is there going to be a gap at the beginning of the 21st century as all this material is, because there's so much of it? We have a website, nwfa.mnu.ac.uk, and they can contact us through that, and an email address, nw.filmarchive@mnu.ac.uk.
I'm going to take a fresh look at life outside.
Enjoy the unsurpassed beauties of Britain.
Teeming, turbulent, monumental city.
was interesting.
Interesting, very interesting place.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Arts Alive Film.
Coming to you from the Odeon Liverpool 1, of course, and then we will see you next week.
Take care.
See you then.
At 9:41, the planet's gonna shift on its axis, 9 forever. Two most significant events of the 20th century. The Allies win the war, and this.
You can't write code. You are not an engineer. What do you do?
The musicians play the instruments. I play the orchestra. I sat in a garage and invented the future. Because artists lead, and hacks ask for a show of hands.
I love that you don't care how much money a person makes. You care what they make. But what you make isn't supposed to be the best part of you.
You're the only one who sees the world the same way I do.
No one sees the world the same way you do.